Right then, brace yourself, because for once I am not in a studio to look at yet another electric SUV. That's because Hyundai is doing what it does well, being a bit different. This is the all-new IONIQ 3, and your eyes are not deceiving you, it's a hatchback. So meet the IONIQ 3, which Hyundai is calling an Aero hatch. Now, it's based on that fabulous concept car that I saw last year, which YouTube seemed to absolutely love. The comment section for that video has been on fire with chat about it. Most of it very positive, with lots of you saying it reminded you of the old Hyundai Veloster or Velostar. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's a hard one to say. Anyway, let's put the concept next to me for a sec, so you can get a feel for what's changed. Because I actually think it's really pretty close. The basic shape is there, the roof line, just like the concept. It runs quite flat and then flows into the rear spoiler, which it does on the concept. You've got the pronounced curve over the top of the wheel arches, just like the concept. The family resemblance is definitely there. Sadly, they've got rid of the yellow glass, which I kind of loved, but I do think it's pretty close.
Just like the concept, the IONIQ 3 is a celebration of steel. You see, Hyundai manufactures its own steel, and I kind of love that they're celebrating it. The design team calls it Art of Steel. They're after cleaner surfaces and no fussy lines, like the rear doors, which are pressed from a single piece of steel.
So as you can see, it's pretty compact. It's about 4.1 metres long, but it's got quite a long wheelbase, which means that whilst it is compact, it's going to be easy to drive and park on the outside. Inside, as you'll see, it actually gets quite a lot of space. So this is the launch edition. It's the N-line trim, which Hyundai UK tells me makes up for around 70% of all the different specs that they sell. I think it looks great in this. This colour is called Fierce Red. I really like it. I love the matte colour. So it's going to come in a gloss red and this matte colour. Why would you not have this matte colour? Because it looks fabulous. Choice of about 11 different colours eventually that you'll get. And actually there are colours, not just a kind of palette of grey, which is also good. I really like the shapes on the car. I love the shape of the handles with its little pixel on it. And again, the sort of interesting, more aerodynamic shape of the mirrors with the pixels in there. And if you come around here to the front, I think you can really see the look of the concept. Right across here with this light bar, 4 pixels in, which incidentally is Morse code for the letter H, which I like. Because this is the N-line, you get a slightly different look here on the front. So it's much more open, and you've got active aero at the side, and it comes in this gloss black. Again, if you spec the lower entry-level models, you're not going to get quite as much going on there at the front. But I like it. I think it's going to have real presence on the road. Right, just come to the back. Come to the back. Where again, it's got the concept vibes. It really has. It's got this slightly dramatic spoiler up there. You get a bigger one if you opt for the N-line, a bit more enhanced, and you also get the nice diffuser on this as well. But yeah, look at the light bar that runs across the back with the extra brake light here in the centre, which are the 4 pixels. And that is really bang on the concept. In fact, the only thing it hasn't got, which does make me a little bit sad, is just it doesn't have down here, may the downforce be with you. But maybe you could write it on with a marker or something. But I'm not going to do that to this because it's their only car. Right, let me hit you with some numbers. So there are 2 battery options, a 42.2 kilowatt hour standard range and a 61 kilowatt hour long range. Now Hyundai is quoting over 345 kilometres, around 208 miles for the smaller battery, and over 490 kilometres, about 300 miles for the long range, which is a really good amount of range for a car of this size and in this corner of the market. And it does mean that particularly in that bigger battery version, this would really work as your main car, your only car in a family. More than enough range to do decent road trips in this.
In terms of charging, it's a 400-volt system, so on a DC rapid charger, you're looking at a 10 to 80% top-up in about 29 to 30 minutes, depending on the battery size. And on AC, it will charge at up to 22 kilowatts. It comes with vehicle to load, so you can use the battery to charge whatever you fancy. And there's a handy plug in the back for laptops and iPads. Although we're not sure yet if that's going to be standard across the range in the UK, as it will be in Europe.
So I've spoken to Hyundai's design team quite a lot about this car, and they, every time I've spoken to them, have said, we are not designing iPhones on wheels. That is not what we're going to do. And you can absolutely tell in here it is not. There are loads of switches and buttons, which is brilliant. I also like the use of shapes in here. It's quite curvy. Apparently they took like 1970s Italian furniture as a design vibe, which I've got no idea what 1970s Italian furniture looks like, but they came up with this. So there's lots of this kind of pill shaped. You've got the air vents on either side of the dashboard. You've got the central air vent there, again, which is that kind of lozenge pill shaped. And I do love the buttons, like I just said. But what I really love is if you look carefully, there's a little groove in the outside of the controls and a little groove in the vents there for the heated and cooling seats, which make it just really nice to rest your finger on. They really thought about it, which I like. And I quite like the sort of quilting idea there. It does give a sort of upholstery vibe. So look, obviously this is very dark. This is the N-line spec. You get the red N-line trim, you get the N there on the steering wheel. There are 3 other interior choices, and I think we're going to get them all in the UK, including one which is really lovely, which is like a bluey colour, and it matches a blue exterior. So yeah, you don't have to go dark if you're choosing some of the other options. It's got some really nice tricks in here. Now, if you remember the concept car, it had loads of lovely little Easter eggs. There was a character called Mr. Pics, and that really cool thing on the back that said, "May the downforce be with you." It's not got all of that, but you will find Mr. Pics down here, just in this kind of sub-storage area down there. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I really like. So there's a little symbol on there that says lock and unlock. If you twist it, you move your cup holder up there. That clicks into there, and you've got this big space. What's the big space for? Bear with me, because in here is a really big flask. So you could fit one of those big giant water bottles or your drinks flask in there. I really like that idea. I think it's just really clever packaging. And while we're down here looking at this, I really like this little feature. So you can plug your phone in, feed your cable up through a little hole there. And then there you go. That's good, isn't it? It's really nice attention to detail. So look, it isn't the plushest of interiors. This is an affordable car. This is going to start at sort of mid-20s, £25,000. But what I love is that it's been really well thought out. It's very functional. Lots of nice little useful features in it. There are little pixels on the footrest and also on the pedals, on your brake and accelerator pedals. Again, just nice little Easter eggs, which I like. And apparently on the side here, let me open the door. Yeah, there are little kind of motifs on the side. That one says something about steel, and I think there's another one on the other side. They wouldn't actually tell me where all the Easter eggs are. They said they want to leave it for owners to discover them, and apparently there's quite a few more that I haven't spotted. So yeah. So putting the fun, quirky things to one side for a minute, because there's actually some really good stuff going on with tech in here. So this will be the first European model to get Hyundai's new Android-based operating system. So you've got 2 different screens, smaller one just in front of you there with all your driver information, and a larger central screen here. But like I said, it's great because not everything is in the screen. You've got these buttons as well, and you've got the buttons on the steering wheel. Unfortunately, I can't show you how that works yet because this is a very, very early pre-production car. So it's not actually operational, but when we can have a play around with it, we'll let you know what it's like. You've got the N badge there on the steering wheel, and I've just spotted the paddles for regen. And we do know Hyundai does really good regen. Oh, and yeah, I've just spotted some more of those pill shapes just there in the controls for the gear selector and the wipers. I do like that detail around the place. Also the seat, you get the comfort seat on this top spec car, which allows you to completely recline and chill out. Okay, that's the one I want to be doing it with, but you get the idea. Now, I did say that you were going to be impressed with the interior space, didn't I? And I actually do think it is impressive. So the seat is set for Manos, 6'2", and yes, I know that I'm 5'4". However, Manos has also sat here in the back seat with the seat set to his driving position, and he had plenty of space, lots of headroom, decent knee room as well. What I would say is you've got big feet, or you wear very large shoes, you might struggle to slide your feet underneath the seat in front because the little sliding pocket for your feet is a little snug. But yeah, you get 3 across here, and I can see 3 adults fitting in here. I also really like the way that sort of pill shape has been brought into the back here. Got it there, and this is really clever. So they're doing a whole range of accessories that, as you can see, has that little pill shape there, and you just click them in, turn them round, and you've got a phone mount. So you could watch a movie in the car. The kids can stick an iPad on it. So you'll either be able to buy accessories for this from Hyundai, or you will be able to download and 3D print them yourself from Hyundai, which is an idea I really like. But there's loads of little pockets in here for phones. There's another one in there and that one there. We've reached a point where phone holders are more important than cup holders, I think. Although, there are 2 little cup holders in there. Right, okay, I'm just going to check out the concept again and remind myself about that car. Okay, see you later. It's big enough to fit a pretty big suitcase in it. Alternatively, it will fit a Ginny in it. Don't even think about closing the boot. No. Thanks.
With up to 147 horsepower, the IONIQ 3 reaches a top speed of around 105 miles an hour. That's 170 kilometres. And the 0 to 62 time should be 9 seconds in the standard car and around 9.6 in the long range, thanks to that heavier battery.
Pricing, you want to know about that, don't you? And I expect that it's going to start at around £25,000 for that entry-level model. You're not going to get this nice launch edition in fierce red with all the end-line goodness for that. However, I also suspect it's going to qualify for the UK government grant. Now, although it's made in Europe, it's made in Turkey, which means it might not get the full amount because Turkey's grid isn't very clean, and the UK government has some bizarre rules that they're explaining to no one about how the grant works. But it should get the £1,500 basic grant, hopefully across both the models. We will let you know as soon as that is confirmed. It's just me guessing at this point. So, the IONIQ 3, it's not another SUV, which I think is really worth celebrating. Also worth celebrating is the fact that I've come to see a production car that isn't a massive letdown from the concept, which so often happens. Bravo, Hyundai, for not teasing us with something and then not delivering on it. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Bye, cute car.